Well, good morning, folks. It's Richard the Fishing Machine here. Beautiful morning here in the Tennessee Valley. And today, well, we're going to be fishing for some crappie. You know, I get a lot of questions about, Richard, how can I find crappie on my lake? I'm having a difficult time. They do exist. People catches them, but I'm having a hard time finding them. Well, let me say this. Crappie are no doubt cover-oriented fish. They're also structure-oriented fish. Now, when I speak of structure, I'm talking about offshore structure, as far as creek channels that have stumps on the break line. That's excellent places for crappie. But they're also the type of fish that like shallow water too, even in the summer. We're talking about summertime right now. A lot of these fish likes to get up under boat docks, especially if the water's not real clear on your lake. If the water's not real clear and has a color to it, and that's the norm for your lake, a lot of times these fish, crappie, will stay up shallow all summer long. And what I look for are boat dogs, standing trees in a situation like this. If there's bridges on that particular lake of yours, the columns are oftentimes real productive. Things of that nature. Cover, structure, it's very important for crappie. They both go hand in hand. The reason is because they both attract forage, such as threadfin shad and small gizzard shad. I'm talking about the variety that's about that size right there. Last spring's hatch is about an inch and a half long. That's what I look for here on the Tennessee River. But if a lake's real clear, the fish tend to be a little bit deeper. That's where you need a depth finder to locate the edges of creek channels and find those deep stumps and sometimes sunken trees. And another key area, don't let me leave this out, is outside bends of creek channels, folks. That's really one of the best habitats that they are for crappie in the summertime. Now, folks, this is a great example of what cover is. Cover such as this goes from the surface to the bottom. These fish will suspend at different depths. And also, cover like this will attract shad, which attracts game fish like crappie and bass. Look right here, folks. There's the tail end of a big school of shad right there. Y'all see them? So that's why I'm purposely fishing up above these fish, or up above the school of shad. You know, 10 to 12 feet deep. Those fish will come up, they feed up, crappie do, and grab that jig. So if I'm not going to do that, what I try to do is fish above them, or I try to find the exact depth where they're at. And I don't need a live scope to do that. It's just been a lot of years of practicing. I've done this for a long time, so I know how deep my jig is. But I'm constantly, you know, looking. Like, here's some more shad. See them right there? Tail end of them. I'm still checking out where the shad is. That's my main concern, is where the shad is fishing this way. Everything else just falls in place as far as the depth that I'm able to maintain. That just takes a lot of practice. They're I can't say that word. When they see a weak shad, they'll capitalize on it, and that's the way I'm trying to make this jig look. So there's another fun fact. I'm trying to make this jig look easy to catch by holding it in front of their face, and then they just finally, whether they want it or not, they'll reach out and get it, like I've been talking about. There he is. Yeah. Where are you going, fish? That's a good one right here, folks. This is a good one right here. I mean, a doggone good one. Look at there, what a crappie. Good crappie. That is a gem dandy right there. Let's go ahead and net him. I actually thought that fish was a little bit bigger than that. But that's still a slab crappie. Come on in here. Golly, they got some power right now. Look at there, what a fish. That's a big one. But look what I'm facing right here. Y'all look right through yonder. Oh my goodness, I'm fixing to get wet. But now I couldn't help it. That's a good fish right there. One of all 13 and a half, close to 14 inches. Black crappie. Let's go ahead and let him go. Get him back. Woo, that water's hot. Real hot. Now what I wanted to talk about today was the old standby color chartreuse. This color right here has been proven by the test of time. And not only is it good all year long, it's good for a lot of different species. Crappie, bass, white bass, walleye, sauger, you name it. Smallmouth, spotted bass, largemouth, I didn't mention those. But it is a fantastic color. This particular one, this is made by okay, folks, this is a thump gel. Thumpalicious, 2-inch, solid centered, as y'all can see, chartreuse. Back in the day, we didn't have a lot of selections. Back in the 80s and early 90s, we didn't have near the selection when it come to crappie baits and colors like we do today. And chartreuse was a standby color, and white. Y'all excuse the waves. It's kind of rough right here. This little thing is coming towards us. A little rain shower, so I'm going to be limited right here. But that's just part of fishing. As far as I know, this is probably going to be the best color you can throw, period. If I just had one color, this would be one of them. Let me just put it that way. It is a fantastic color, whether it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. It don't make any difference. And I'm going to show you what we're going to be using today in between these showers. Now this is a cool rod right here. This is a, let me get this right, 6'9", which is becoming a very popular length, especially in 2025 and 2026. 6'9" has become pretty dominant when it comes to rods. I mean, as far as the length. But this is a an Oman panfish and trout rod 13. Okay, and this is an ultra light. And not only is it ultra light, this rod is ultra light in my hand. That's the reason why I have it. Y'all won't never see a rod in my hand that's not light. Fantastic for this type of fishing. Crappie, bluegill, just finesse fishing, period. Light line fishing. On it, I have 2-pound test monofilament, and it's vicious high vis. And that's a Bobby Garland 1/64 of an ounce jig with a size 6 sickle hook tied with a uni knot. 1,000 size Daiwa reel, Maravel or Maraville, ever how you pronounce it. Here comes the rain. So what I'm going to have to do right now, and by the way, I'm proud it's cooling things off, folks. I'm going to have to put my I'm getting wet. What do you call that thing? I don't use it much. raincoat on. Okay, folks, that rain shower went through right there. There was no reason for me to even try to film like that, because the rain was and wind was coming from this direction. They wouldn't no way. But let's put this chartreuse back in here. Some call this a gaudy color. I call it a fish catching color. And like I said, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, it don't matter what time of the year you use this color. If this was the only color available, you'd catch crappie. It's just that good. And for bass too, very, like I said, it's a very visible color to these fish. I just got a little bump right there. Those fish seem to be relating to right in there. And the water temperature is at 86 degrees on top. It's hot. There he is. Where are you going, boy? He says, I'm going to go wherever I want to. This ain't too bad a crappie. Not at all. I love this rod, folks. I'm telling you. I love this rod. Okay, it's not only sensitive, these fish feel like they weigh about 40 pounds a piece. It's so limber. Let's go ahead and net him. That's the second crappie. I caught him on the opposite side. Right there, that's a black crappie. Beautiful fish. They're starting to, like I said the last time I went, they're starting to gain their weight back a little bit about this time of year. It takes them a while to recuperate after the spawn, but if you'll look right here, he's getting a little bit of shoulders to him right there. But that's about a 11-inch black crappie. Let's let him go right here. Go on back in there, boy. And that fish thumped that bait pretty hard. The first one didn't. You know, I've always said, and this is just my opinion, every fish has their own little attitude. But yeah, that right there is a killer. That color, the combination of orange and chartreuse, it's not only a highly visible color, it's appealing to the fish. Now look how gaudy that looks. Look at that. It don't make any difference what it looks like to us. What makes the difference is what it looks like to the fish. Okay, so let's pitch it back in there again. That fish was probably about the same depth, about 10 feet deep. But if y'all notice now, this this bait don't have any glitter in it. None at all. It's just solid centered chartreuse. This color is so appealing to fish that it will, if that's the only color they made, I'd be satisfied. Let me put it that way. But another thing that I'm doing right here to get these bites, I'm keeping the bait in front of their face. I mean, obviously. Summertime fishing, that's what it's all about. The longer you can keep it in front of their face, the better off you are about getting them to bite. They're not going to do a 100-yard dash in water temps this hot. They just ain't going to do it. Now right there I had a nip. One nipped the tail, so I'm going to just keep it right in there for a while. I know there's a crappie right there looking at it. There he is. That was a real light bite. I got that fish, folks. Good crappie too. Look here. Look at there, what a crappie. Let's just hope he's buttoned up.
good enough to where we can land him. Okay, I can see he's barely hooked. They're not wanting to bite, but that's how you tempt them. Just hold that bait in front of their face as long as you possibly can. It's a pretty fish right there. Black crappie. Golly. Healthy fish too. Now let's look at this. Let me show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. Now, y'all see how I got him hooked? Quit. Right there. Barely. Barely. When they're aggressive, that bait would be gone. Okay, let's unhook him right here. I'll show you what I mean. If they're aggressive, that bait would be way down in there like that, right there. So they're just nipping at it. That's about a 11-inch fish, maybe a little bit more. Let's let him go. Go on, boy. So I'm doing that on purpose right here, folks. I'm drifting back. See, I'm away from where I'm catching them right now. I do that on purpose. I don't care how far I drift back or whatever, because I want to release those fish away from where I caught them, so they don't re-enter the school. And no, if y'all heard the sound, that was not a poot. That was right here on my. It makes that sound right there. So y'all didn't get me that time, did you? Y'all didn't get me that time. Hey man, woo! I'm talking about woo. It's hot, it's humid, but it's a blessing that it's overcast. But as y'all can see, there's no fleck in this at all. Just solid centered chartreuse. That's the last time I'm going to say it, because we've done caught 3 crappie real quick. So we're going to get the point across that way that it works and they will hit it. I mean, they just will. If this was ultra clear water, it'd be the same situation. I would be catching fish. I'm just holding my finger right here so I can really feel those light strikes, because that last one, I could barely feel him, folks. It was just tick, real light. I'm just barely twitching it, and I'm going to let it stay there. That's how I caught that last one. Very not aggressive at all. Real subtle presentation. All right, see, I got nipped again, so let's see if we can get him to obligate right here. Summertime crappie. They're just suspended right here. Quite a bit of bait here too. That's the reason why these fish are here. But they're not having any trouble seeing this jig. I guarantee y'all that. Any fish that swims will hit a chartreuse jig. There he is. Boy, that fish hammered that. God, this must be a big crappie right here, folks. It is. This is a big old crappie. Big crappie. That's what I'm talking about. Woo-wee. I was just about ready to reel it up and put me a heavier jig head on, because it's getting windy. That last rain squall that went through, there's a lot of wind behind it blowing it through, but look here, what a crappie. My goodness. Woo-wee. Hey man, the rain. There's a rain right yonder. Do y'all see it? Right in yonder way. Okay. There's a rain right yonder way. See the discoloration coming this way? There's all kinds of rain. I want y'all to look right here. Well, y'all can't see through that, but there's a rain behind it. There's rain. Hey, man. Whoa! That's a big crappie, folks. You know, I've been around many a year. A half a century plus 10 years. And I have determined in the time here on God's earth, beautiful earth that is created for us, that there's no sport, okay, like the sport of fishing, man. He eat the bait. See how he eat the bait? It's a drilligen. It's not me, folks. It's a drilligen. Let me let this crappie go because I can't help it. Yes, sir. Let's let him go. There he goes. Golly, he took off like a bullet. Like a dead blame bullet, man. Like I've mentioned many, many times before, I don't work a jig aggressive at all. Summer and winter time, I work it the same way. In extremely cold weather, or water temps, excuse me, I work it the same way as I would in extremely hot. And it's extremely hot right now. I mean, it is hot. This water don't normally get, well, it's gotten up to 91 on the surface so far. Is as hot as I've seen it so far this year, but it's possible it could have went higher than that the days I didn't fish. But chartreuse is good, and there he is. Oh, that's a bluegill. Yep, that's a bluegill. He's suspended right here with these crappie. I missed one while ago, and I thought it was a bluegill. But see, it's just a very visible color. Everything hit it. Let's get back in there. And what I like about chartreuse is it don't just work in stained water. It works in stained, muddy, clear. It don't make any difference. Tannic water like you have in Florida and some of those little river systems, meaning tannic, meaning they're clear but they're black. The water's just a black color. It works real good in watercolor like that too. So it's a universal color, just like white is. White works in all those circumstances too. In muddy water, white will throw out a bright hue, and it's good, of course, in clear water. Stain, same deal. There's those two colors right there, chartreuse and white, folks, are just hard to beat. Period. There he is. I almost let that fish slip by me, folks. That's not a bad one. These fishes went straight to the bottom. Straight to the bottom. And this is typical. This is typical. That's where these fish are now. Let's flip him in here. That's a small one. Right there. When you got this many little systems around like this, I've seen this happen before. That fish was within a foot from the bottom, folks. Let's let him go. He almost slipped me. That fish right there almost slipped by me. Go on back. Let's get back up there. I'm gonna take this. Ooh, it's so humid out here. Take this old raincoat off. Oh my. What a gully washer. This is what I've been doing, folks. I've been going through a shower and then waiting, and in between I've been catching a fish. That's exactly what's going on. A fish or two on it. Well, folks, that's going to be enough rain showers for me. It's getting dark, and it's fixing to come a doozy. So I'm going to go on home, but this was a requested video about, some of my favorite colors, and there's no doubt that chartreuse will catch them in just about any conditions, any time of the year. It's just a great color,
and it's just hard to beat. It's just plumb hard to beat. I want to say God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for everything y'all do. Hey, man, hey. Woo. Woo. Hey. And remember, go fishing when you can, 'cause it's good for you.